And that recipe, you guys might already have it, right? It's in the Medical Medium New Edition, revised and expanded, making the loaded potato hash. Going to talk about Lyme disease, Lyme symptoms, Lyme triggers. Going to talk about some other stuff about the body, how it loves you unconditionally and it doesn't attack you or turn against you. I want to cover a little bit on that too. Just want to get the onion in the pan. The pan's getting hot. You guys getting on here right now? I'm excited. We're live YouTube, live Facebook, and yeah, we're doing it right now. So I'm gonna put some onion in here. This potato hash. Get a little bit of onion going. Glad you guys are coming on. Great to see you. Live on YouTube and live on Facebook right now at the same time. Guys, I'm making the loaded potato hash, the recipe in Medical Medium New Edition, Book 1. I hope you guys... There's Deanna. Everybody's coming on. Hope you guys got the book. I mean, if you don't, you don't. Lorraine L., I see that. Got some onions going in here. Do you guys like onion? Greetings from Vermont. Great place to be. Thanks for being here, Patty. Hi from the UK. Pia. Amazing. Love the UK. Incredible. Wonderful, wonderful. A lot of people from all over the world. I know... Hey, W, thank you for everything you do. It's an honor for you guys to be here. Very happy you're here. Got some onions frying in the pan right now. This is the loaded potato hash. You'll see some broccoli. I got asparagus right here. I don't know if you guys are doing any asparagus these days, but asparagus is so great. Got some spices, got potatoes. Some nice potatoes. There we go. Throwing everything in the air. Anything I grab, I throw in the air. I don't know if it's a bad habit or or what. Steam up some onions here. Put a little water on here. I'm going to chop up some potatoes. Get these potatoes going. These are beautiful russet potatoes right here. They're just gorgeous. Going to cube them up. These nice little cubes. Going to talk about Lyme disease, you guys. Going to talk about different triggers. You know I've been talking about the blood draw, right? When you go and get your blood tests, I've been talking about how it takes out the immune system. And when it comes down to Lyme disease, they just take so much blood and so much blood. And then you go to another specialist. Then you go to another specialist. They're taking more blood. Then you lose your immune system and nobody knows it. And then the whole reason behind Lyme disease, which they're unaware of unless they know medical medium information, is it's viral, and then viral issues get worse. Love your ideas in the kitchen from Florida. Amazing. Love the state of Florida. Sunshine State. Aloha from Hawaii. Glad you guys are all coming on. Going to talk about some cool stuff tonight. Got Medical Medium in front of me right here, the Medical Medium book. If you guys checked it out, the new edition. I talk about chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, the Lyme disease chapter, right? Depression chapter, PTSD chapter, Candida chapter, shingles. That's right. Trigeminal neuralgia, colitis, sciatic pain, the shingles, people, you know, frozen shoulder, all that, right? And so many other things in this book. Hashimoto's thyroiditis, hyperthyroidism. Rhonda Renee was drinking lemon water every morning and caused lots of heartburn. Stopped and it went away. Is it too acidic for me? Lemon water, if you have a dirty gallbladder, okay, if you have a dirty gallbladder, got sludgy over the years, very sludgy, okay, that lemon water is going to purge your gallbladder. Once it purges it a little bit, some junk's going to come flying out. And you're going to end up with a little bit of heartburn sometimes for some people. Do less. Do less. Do just a little squeeze of lemon. You can reduce the amount of water too. And build yourself back up and see how it goes along the way. That's a sludgy, dirty gallbladder. I've seen that so many people. Making the potato hash, the loaded potato hash. That's what I would do if it was happening to me. That's what I would do. You guys, I'm cooking some onions. Can you see it? I got some potato in here. Now I got to put some broccoli in there too. Okay. There we go. It's cooking up nice. It's actually cooking up nice and quick. Let's get some broccoli in there. Your book arrives on Tuesday? Yay! Incredible. Can't wait. I cover so many different conditions in that book. I'll run them all by you. Lupus, multiple sclerosis, Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, diabetes, adrenal fatigue chapter, migraines, okay? I mean, just so much good information. Tingles and numbness, tinnitus, vertigo. This book has saved so many lives, and then it's not the same book now, though. I added a whole book's worth to it. It's on Amazon.com. And this book will blow your mind. I expanded on the meditations chapter, I expanded on the angels chapter, and it's a spiritual book. Also, it's a medical book. It's a medical book and a spiritual book. Both combined. That's what it is. Getting my broccoli pieces in here. Getting my broccoli pieces in here. No sound right now. Do you guys getting any sound? Can you hear me okay? Someone said no sound. Getting the rest of this broccoli in. Is the book in stores now? Frederick, I think it's in stores now. Yes, ask your local bookstore. Barnes & Noble. Absolutely. Get it online too. So I'm making the loaded potato hash. And I'm in medical medium, new edition right here. Guys, don't mind if I cook a little bit before we start talking about all the cool stuff. I hope that's okay. I just want to get this started. I want to get this going. This is the loaded potato hash. I want to get it cooking up. That's what I'm doing. So I put in some broccoli. I put in some potatoes, right? You guys saw that. Put in some onions, all right? And I'm looking for the recipe as we speak. It's coming right up here. So we're going to talk about Lyme disease today. We're going to talk about how the body doesn't attack itself. All these things are critical and important. That's what it looks like right there. I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like in the book. So there's the loaded potato hash right there. There's the recipe. There it is. So I'm going to put a little lid on here too. Cook it a little quicker. I put it right in the middle. That's what I like to do. Got some asparagus I'm also going to chop up. That's going to go in here. Beautiful asparagus. Look at that. Right? Are you guys eating asparagus? This is a really powerful healing food. Is there a lot of information on Hashimoto's in your book? Is there ever? It's packed with information about Hashimoto's. It's in the Epstein Barr section too. There's actually the thyroid chapter. So really, really packed with information. I'm actually cutting through the book right now a little bit. So the Epstein-Barr virus is behind Hashimoto's. That's one thing you'll learn in here, how it works. If you want to heal Hashimoto's, you have to know how it works with Epstein-Barr. I got a hypothyroidism and other thyroid disorders right here. It's on page 37. And I talk about Epstein-Barr getting into the thyroid. That's what causes Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So there's a whole Hashimoto's section. So hypothyroidism and other thyroid disorders. Hashimoto's is just more of an advanced version of hypothyroidism. That's what Hashimoto's is. I'm going to chop up some asparagus. I just wanted to get this cooking a little bit before we go into a lot of heavy duty stuff. So I just want to get everything in the pan. Putting a little asparagus in here. What kind of cooking ware do you use? Go to medicalmedium.com on my medicalmedium.com on my directory, and you'll see the kitchenware. Go to kitchenware. You'll see that. Okay. I'm putting some asparagus in here. Getting it in. So, last little pieces here. So what I have in here is potato. I got broccoli. I got onion. And this is the loaded potato hash, which I really like. I'm about to put the red bell pepper in there in a little bit, but I want to get that cooking a little bit more. Great to have you guys on here. All right, I got that cooking. Got some red bell peppers. I may as well get them ready. And are you guys eating potatoes lately? I got some beautiful russet potatoes right here. So what I do with the red bell pepper is I just cut it like this, right? And I take out the center right here. And that's it. You're done. I know a lot of people, they wrestle with the red bell peppers, and there's no wrestling. It was just as simple as that. And I got this, I took the stem, tossed the stem, and I have that and that. So there we go. That's it. Isn't that really red and beautiful, right? I'm going to chop up these pieces. You just ordered Cleanse to Heal last night. Love your cooking show. Glad you're here. Cleanse to Heal. This one's on sale on Amazon.com US right now. 51% off. But this is a medical textbook. Incredible medical textbook. It's already healed so many people. There's already, I think, over 10,000 reviews on Amazon with this book. So many healing stories. So many people getting their lives back. Cheryl, you love this shirt? The green shirt? This is the shirt I think I wore during the one of the TikTok videos recently. You guys, the reason why this is a fat-free recipe right here. So keep that in mind, that this is a fat-free recipe. So radical fats. I call them radical fats that everybody's eating. Because everybody's on fat. They're all eating fat. They're fatting themselves to death. And I talk about this all the time. Look, I mean, everybody's being told, eat lots of fat, eat lots of fat. And there's foods that are high in fat, right? You got your milk, cheese, butter, eggs. You got your dairy products, all the different dairy products, right? Okay, got your coconut oil. Yeah, it's a healthy fat. Of course it is. You got your avocado, it's still a healthy fat. Got your olive oil, you got there's still a healthy fat. And all the different fats out there. You got soy, that's high in fat, right? Soy milk, high in fat. Oat milk, nut milks, like almond milk, okay? And people put all their peanut butter on their food. And then they also have their chicken. They also have their meat. Every day, everybody's eating fat. That's what everybody's doing, okay? And then if that's not bad all on its own, because everybody's just tanking the fat every day. It's part of everybody's diet every single day, sometimes all day long, right? It's good to take a fat break out of your diet so you don't kill your liver, kill your gallbladder, so you don't kill your kidneys. The fats hurt the kidneys over time. The people end up getting kidney disease later on because the fats help to actually speed that up, help to promote that condition. And all that plaque, that fat plaque that gets in the arteries of the heart, gets into the valves, that's from a lifetime of eating fat. So what I like to do is I like to make dishes that don't have the fats in hopes that you guys eat one dish a day or one smoothie a day, or where you're not getting all that fat in your meals, right? The whole reason why intermittent fasting, even though it's not a great idea because it's not done right out there, the whole reason it's even helping people to some degree because they're removing the fats in the morning. They're getting rid of all that fat. They're getting rid of the peanut butter. They're getting rid of the eggs. They're getting rid of the bacon. Whatever it is they did in the morning, they're getting rid of. And that's why they start to get better or lose a little bit of weight, because they stopped bombarding their liver. They don't know that's why. Nobody knows why. Intermittent fasting so-called experts don't know that's why, because the fat is missing. And if they do know now, it's because of the medical medium information. But I'm trying to get the radical fats out of your diet a little bit here and there, because that's the key. That's the key. Deborah said, loaded potato hash from the new book. Absolutely. That's what I'm making right here. And I'm talking about the heart a little bit, you guys. There's a new book, new edition. You guys, it's coming out Tuesday. Officially coming out on Tuesday. But many of you guys got the copy now, I think, right? Renee says, I've always been very thin. For 1 year, I have eaten and minimal fats, and I am at the healthiest weight I've ever been. So happy because you're recovering your liver. Your liver keeps everything in check. You're getting glucose to all your muscles. That's why you're doing the stuff. And amazing. I'm so glad you guys are on here. Thank you for sharing that. That's so important. Is shrimp high in fat? Yeah, it is. It doesn't mean, Dr. Fawn, good to see you. It doesn't mean you can't have shrimp, right? If that's what you love. But I'm just trying, what book Carol says, what book should we start with for fatigue? Sleep all night and wake up so tired. You poor thing, that's awful. You just wake up tired every day. You're tired all the time. The new edition, chronic fatigue syndrome, it deals with fatigue, all of this. This is one option. I love to put that book. I mean, honestly, these two books, I want to talk to you guys about the heart. Hopefully the heart doesn't get into my dish, right? The Cleanse and Heal book, right? And these two, what a powerhouse these two are. What a powerhouse, And instead of breaking them up in programs and selling programs for $3,000 a piece, I wanted to give you guys books that just cost like a few dollars, basically, in the end of it all, It's like, the Medical Medium New Edition's on sale right now, you guys. It's on sale on Amazon.com right now, US. It's on sale, which is unbelievable. Before the book even is released, it's on sale, right? And this one's on sale, 51% off. And instead of like breaking these up in expensive programs and making everybody sign up and cutting off my YouTubes and stopping all my lives and making it so you guys have to sign up and pay money to actually hear me talk and stuff, I'd never wanted to do that to you guys. So I wanted to just get these powerful medical books out for you that you can get free at the library once the books come out, right? You get free at the library if you want, or you can just buy them now on sale. And I just want you guys to get a chance to heal. Bottom line, have every opportunity. So I'm making the potato hash. It's actually cooking up really nice right now. Gonna put the red bell pepper in there soon. I'm trying to keep you guys off the radical fats a little bit because the health gurus of today will literally cause you guys to have heart problems down the road. They'll tell you healthy fat, healthy fat, healthy fat. And guess where healthy fat ends up? In your arteries and your veins. All fat ends up in your arteries and your veins down the road. You end up getting the stents, you end up getting the blood clots, you end up getting the blood vessels, you end up getting the aneurysms, you end up getting it all. the embolisms, aneurysms, blood clots. You got to get the stents, you got to get the shunts, all that stuff. And the thing is, the problem is with fat is fat's so addictive. It's addictive because it triggers the adrenaline, right? You eat that avocado, and I don't mind if you guys eat avocado. I don't mind if you guys eat some healthy fats, and if you guys like animal protein and you want, like, you know, salmon or anything. But what it is there's so much of it, and there's so too much of it in the diet. And then all the health gurus are like, you know, more fat. Fat's good for you. You need fat for your brain. And they don't realize it. But the more fat you eat, your brain atrophies down the road. So you end up getting, your brain starts to shrink and shrink and shrink. This is cooking actually really good and really quick. So this is going really good right now. It's going nice and good. I'm gonna pop a lid on here for a second. So the whole point is that fat builds up with plaque, sits on the inside of the heart, sits on the inside of the arteries, sits on the inside of blood vessels. So as we're doing the fats and we don't stop, and it's every single day, and it's not just that. If you did all that bacon in the past, it built up a fine layer inside the arteries and veins. You can't get that out unless you go low fat, unless you drop the radical fats once in a while, unless you start to have a meal that's fat-free once in a while. Doreen says, I feel so much better fat-free for a few months, lost 40 pounds. That I needed off. Doreen, right? Isn't that incredible? So Amy said, can't wait for the book. Yeah, that's amazing, like 40 pounds. And what people don't realize is they all have a layer of fat inside their veins and arteries. They all do. It's from the bacon, the eggs, the milk, cheese, the butter in your coffee, whatever it is. It's just all from the fats, you know? Brandy, I've always had trouble keeping weight. And since Liver Rescue and Cleanse the Heal protocols, I am the healthiest ever. Super grateful. I'm grateful that you're reading the books, looking into the information, knowing how to heal, learning how to heal. I'm grateful for that. So happy. So that's why people say, well, why isn't he using any fats? He's anti-fat. That's not it. That's not true, right? That's not true at all. I mean, if you want to cook up some fats, you can do it. But I'm trying to get you guys to be, look, you can be fat-free for months. You can be fat-free radical fat-free for a year. You can be radical fat-free the rest of your life because there's fat in everything. There's fat in the broccoli I just threw in here. There's fat in the potato I just threw in here. There's fat in the asparagus I just threw in here. There's omegas in every single fruit, vegetable, herb, wild food. Just the 411 on that. Just letting you know about that right there. And there's fat in these red bell peppers, right? And it's in here, okay? You can be fat-free your whole life. You can go radical fat-free for 100 years. Cindy, as an athlete, I cut out all of the man-made crap. Amazing. Protein powders. Amazing, right? Eggs, etc. I have more muscle and I'm leaner, healthier since following MM for the last 15 months. Cindy, blown away. Blown away. Blown away. Right there. Incredible. Blown away. Okay? That is amazing. I'm going to get some red bell pepper in here for now in a second. Get that cooking a little bit more. Got my little heart in here, and here's what happens when you keep on eating all that fat. I'm not saying you guys, like I said, can't have some tahini and can't have some hemp seeds, all right? Sesame seeds, right? Okay? Can't have some sunflower seeds. Can't do some pumpkin seeds, you know? I'm not saying that you can't have all that or have your favorite animal protein, right? But what I'm saying is that's why everybody's brains atrophy. Everybody's brains atrophy because the fat stops the brain from getting fed glycogen, glucose. The fats stop the glucose from getting into the brain. The brain atrophies year after year. Now you're 40 years old, brain shrinks a little bit. Now you're 50 years old, the brain shrinks a little bit. Brain shrinks. That's what happens. And then the heart at the same time fills up with all that lining, all that fat, all your blood vessels, your veins, your arteries. And guess what? Everybody who's been telling you to do as much fat because you need it, you need those fats, make sure you're on all those fats, they don't pay the price, meaning they don't care about you 20 years from now after they gave you all that bad information, all that misinformation. Who cares? Hey, gurus, health coaches, trainers, whoever they are, doctors, podcast doctors, let them keep on giving you misinformation over and over again. And then in the end, who cares? You guys end up with problems. It's not their problem. It's your problem. It's no one's problem but yours. But I actually care. I don't want you to be in a position down the road where we could have probably got some, fix-its going so you can avoid all that. I'm doing some red bell pepper in this now. I do the red bell pepper a little bit later. It tends to cook quicker. I also like my red bell pepper a certain way. Not so soft. Putting my red bell pepper in here. This is the loaded potato hash. I got right here. I'm going to cut this circle. Working on a new podcast episode, couple of new podcast episodes. Medical Meme Podcast at Apple Podcasts. Check it out. Catch up on the other 17 new episodes too. So I'm about to read something out of a book right now. I'm going to talk about Lyme disease. Truth about Lyme disease. Gina, since starting MM 2.5 years ago, I've been able to get off of anxiety medication, caffeine, and I've lost 30 pounds. So grateful to you, AW and SOC. Just so you know, that healing story, right, you just told me, would be heralded as God in the media if it was like things that were happening out there in medicine. Like if that was happening in regular medicine, a functional medicine doctor, has one of those in a year, one patient in a year. He's treated like God. He's treated like God, or she's treated like God. Medical meme information has helped millions get to that point over all these years. Sarah says, how old am I? I'm old. I'm older than people know. I've been doing this for over 30 plus years. Up until recently, everybody thought I was 28 years old, and that's kind of funny. I don't look 28. Anyway, look, I got the Lyme disease chapter right here. I want to read a quote for you in the moment. So much information to cover. It really is. There's just so much good information to cover. So, thanks to the readers who went into action with the information here, this book has prompted medical research and science to recategorize Lyme disease. While labeling Lyme as autoimmune still does not represent a full understanding of Lyme symptoms, this recategorization is a way for medical research and science to admit we don't understand this as well as we thought we did. And that's a major shift towards progress. It's testament to the people who read here in Medical Medium that Lyme disease is viral, not bacterial, who brought that information to their doctors and who applied the healing protocols here and got results. It's also thanks to the doctors who have educated themselves with this material as they work to help patients. Many doctors have even applied the healing protocols in their own lives. So I'm talking about Lyme disease. And if you're someone who doesn't have Lyme disease, you weren't diagnosed with Lyme disease, you might want to hang around for this because it applies to so many different conditions, okay? that's fatigue, that's fibromyalgia, that's MS. Because in the end, they all can get a Lyme diagnosis tomorrow if you go to a Lyme doctor. If you got CFS, if you got lupus, just go to a Lyme doctor. You'll get a Lyme disease diagnosis. And if you don't get one from that Lyme doctor, go to another Lyme doctor. You'll get one. You will get a Lyme diagnosis if you go Lyme disease doctor shopping. So it applies to all you guys. That includes Hashimoto's, thyroid problems. It includes lupus. It includes RA. It includes just symptoms like tingles and numbness, aches and pains, tightness in the chest, even anxiety. You go to a Lyme doctor, you're going to walk out of there with a stamp on your back. Boom. That's going to be the stamp on your back saying Lyme disease. That's what it's going to say right when you walk out of there. That's how it works. This potato hash is cooking up really nice right now. Hey, Sigrid, the TikTok green shirt video was so funny. I laughed and could not sleep. That TikTok video with the rat running up over the counter and the roaches running over the counter, there's no editing on that. That's one straight minute of me pulling that off. It's actually really funny. Cooking this up right now. Let's go into Lyme disease. So if you got a condition and you got symptoms, whether it's tics and spasms, whether it's leg cramps, whether it's restless leg syndrome, whether it's burning skin, whether you got thrush, whatever it is, if you go to a Lyme doctor, Lyme specialist, you'll end up with that Lyme stamp. That's just what's going to happen. You're not going to go to a Lyme disease doctor and leave there without a Lyme diagnosis. If you do, go to another and you'll leave there with a Lyme diagnosis. So really what happens is that neurological Lyme is basically neurological everything caused by Epstein-Barr virus, okay? And shingles, sometimes HHV6, simplex 1, 2, as well, the cold sore virus, all right? And cytomegalovirus can cause some trouble too. These are viruses that release neurotoxins. The Epstein-Barr virus releases a neurotoxin. That neurotoxin is what creates neurological symptoms, tingles and numbness, aches and pains, burning skin, pain in the jaw, pain everywhere, okay? Neck pain, back pain, migraines. Neurotoxins, just so you know. And neurotoxins don't come from bacteria. They don't come from bacteria. Bacteria, Bartonella, the hybrid Babesia, Borrelia, they don't release neurotoxins. You can't get neurological symptoms from those. You can't. But yet, you have any neurological symptoms, all you got to do is go to a Lyme doctor. They'll stamp you with a Lyme diagnosis out the door. It's like the broom salesman. Doesn't matter what size broom it is, you're just going to get a broom as you're leaving that store, right? Babesia, Bartonella, Borrelia are not super bugs. They are not super bugs. Newsflash, they are not super bugs, okay? They can get killed off really easily with one dose of a mild antibiotic. They don't even cause neurological Lyme. They don't cause neurological problems. They're harmless bacteria and a harmless parasitical hybrid of bacteria as far as Babesia goes. It's really bacteria. And MRSA is a superbug. So MRSA is a superbug. I'm in Lyme disease if you just got on here. It's a new edition, medical medium. MRSA is a superbug, right? A superbug. It's one of the superbugs. Antibiotic resistant. And they need less antibiotics and not even the harshest antibiotics. And the success rate for MRSA is unbelievable. It's incredible, really. Success rate, right? But for some reason, You got neurological Lyme, so-called Borrelia and Bartonella and Babesia, and you're sick for years. They can bombard you with the most aggressive antibiotics, and you just get sicker and sicker and sicker. And then what happens there? Well, you get the neurotoxin shock, and people think it's Herxheimer's. So you're getting bombarded with heavy antibiotics, and you're getting a reaction from these heavy antibiotics. You're not getting a reaction from die-off. And that's a confusion with Lyme disease right there. So it's not that you get die-off, from the antibiotics. You get agitated nerves from the antibiotics. The nervous system, because it's so hypersensitive from all those neurotoxins, can't handle all that harsh antibiotic. So now you're getting sicker, you're getting more neurological symptoms, and your Lyme doctor's like, and this is what happened for years, your Lyme doctor's like, that's Herxheimer. That's Herxheimer. Keep up the antibiotics. That's Herxheimer. Or we'll back down the antibiotics so that you can get a little bit better from your Herxheimer, and then we'll bring the antibiotics back in. It's misinformation. It's actually the wrong direction. So yeah, I'm just cooking up this right now. But of course, if your doctor wants you to do antibiotics, you do antibiotics. I mean, if that's, if you're happy with your doctor, you listen to your doctor, you do it. I'm just talking about experience from thousands and thousands of cases over the years. Now, this book teaches how it's not bacterial for Lyme disease. This book teaches how it's viral. And that's what the real cause of Lyme disease is. So I'm giving you the rundown on the bacterial aspect. So what happens is viruses such as Epstein, Barr, like I was talking about before, cytomegalovirus, simplex 1, and shingles, and HHV6, the viruses that I was speaking about earlier, those viruses create neurotoxins. Neurotoxins inflame the nerves. When they inflame the nerves, you get the neurological symptoms. The tingles and numbness, the aches and pains, the body pain, the neck pain, the jaw pain, tics and spasms. And these are just some things right there. So you end up getting all those different neurological symptoms from neurotoxins from viruses, right? So anyway, you guys, this is coming along right here. Bacteria doesn't release neurotoxins, as I was saying before. Bacteria can't release a neurotoxin. It doesn't produce a neurotoxin. So bacteria doesn't cause neurological symptoms. Unless it's a bacterial infection that causes a really extremely high fever, and then you can have temporary neurological symptoms. But that's because of a really, really high fever. But that's a whole different story. Talked about that over the years. It's an entirely different issue altogether. So I'm going to add some spices to this right here. Put a little red bell pepper, hot chili flakes right here. Dr. Fon, MD, do people believe that only doctors can heal others? I have thousands of patients who weren't cured or healed by doctors and specialists. I mean, it's interesting, I think people need to be sick long enough, seen enough doctors to realize, whoa, wait a minute, we don't have enough information out there. I just put red hot chili flakes in there. We don't have enough information out there. I'm putting a little garlic powder in here. You can do fresh garlic. I'm putting a little bit of garlic powder in here. I'm putting a little thyme in here. Okay? Doing that. Little thyme. So we're still talking about Lyme, but listen, it pertains to everything. Neurotoxins caused by viruses such as Epstein-Barr, giving people a whole range of symptoms and conditions. Vertigo, dizziness, feeling of like being on a boat, anxiety, your chest feels like it's tightened up, you can't even breathe. You're going to the ER constantly because you think you're having a heart attack. I mean, it pertains to so many different conditions. Insomnia, other conditions like that. So you guys, this is coming together really nice. About to put some fresh cilantro on top of it in a little bit. I don't know if you can see that in there. Just going to give you a little flip to lift. Can you guys see? So when it comes down to Lyme disease, hundreds of thousands of mostly women were injured from the mistakes made with Lyme disease. Their bodies were bombarded with intense amounts of antibiotics, some of the harshest antibiotics. It led to them becoming sicker and sicker and sicker. It led to doctor shopping forever. And it really, really hurt a lot of people. Tens of thousands lost their lives throughout the process. Sandy, was water used to cook this instead? A little bit of water right off the running. So I've been seeing, so you guys, one of the things that have helped so many people heal is the heavy metal detox smoothie, the medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie. And then, what happens is a lot of people, look, doctors weren't trying to hurt people. It was just because, you got to remember that with Lyme disease. Doctors were never trying to hurt people. That's not it at all. Doctors are always compassionate. Their heart's in it. They want to heal people. And, and that's important to understand. It's just that mistakes are made in the industries, in the medical industry, and misinformation has definitely sent people the wrong direction for healing. It's made things very difficult over the years. Heavy metal detox smoothie saved my life, Christy. Amazing. Look out for that zeolite stuff that's going around. I don't recommend that at all. I'm noticing what happens when, here's the thing, the medical medium community has healed more people than anywhere else in all the communities. And so all these old things, these old trendy things try to come back into the medical medium community, like the alkaline ionizer water machine that tries to come back in to sell it to people that have already healed. And the same thing with zeolite. I don't recommend zeolite at all. So if someone thinks, hey, I used to recommend a very gentle zeolite a long time ago. I don't anymore though. And it was only because there wasn't a lot of dulse to be found. There wasn't a lot of Atlantic dulse to be found. And that was one of the reasons why I did. And it was really just to help try to get a little bit of metal out of the intestinal tract, okay? But it still wasn't enough. Zeolite just doesn't work good. It just doesn't work. And right now there's a whole bunch of MLM stuff going on, a whole bunch of pyramid scheme stuff going on. Everybody's trying to sell something in the medical medium community. And what happens is with the medical medium community is, because it's the only community where that many people are healing, and they're healing like no one's ever seen, it's easy to bring things in that never fixed anybody from the past and resell them in the medical medium community, right? That's how it's done. In 2000, like back in the mid-2000s, like the alkaline ionizer water machines, they were practically dead on arrival because for the last 30 years, they never got anybody better. And they were then all of a sudden rebirthed in the medical medium community, because when you rebirth something in a community that's already healing like no one's ever seen before, it's easy to say, oh, you want to do medical medium, which got you better, and add this. You want to do medical medium and add zeolite. You want to do medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie and add zeolite. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings out there. But like somebody said in the YouTube comments a little while ago, someone said that I'm not a people pleaser. And I remembered that and read that. And I was like, that's true. It's not about people pleasing. It's about life saving, right? That's what it's about. And it's about making sure that you have what you need so you don't get in trouble down the road with your condition, so you have every opportunity to heal. So the heavy metal detox smoothie is healing people, and it has a track record of healing people, right? So then old dogs come in with like things that never got anybody better, like zeolite. Zeolite never got people better throughout the years. It's been around for a long time, and it never got anybody better. It doesn't have that history of thousands and thousands of people getting better. It just doesn't have that. In fact, it died along the way. You couldn't even revive zeolite. Now, people are trying to revive zeolite and say, well, you need your heavy metal detox smoothie with zeolite too, and it's like, no, you don't. There's a reason why I don't recommend zeolite. Here's a couple of reasons too. The ones on the market don't do what they're supposed to do. I don't care which one, where, how, when. I've looked at them all. They don't do what they do. So that's important to know. The other thing is zeolites, they take your electrolytes away. So, and you gotta be careful. Bad zeolites take your electrolytes away. So it's not something you're just supposed to be pounding down or taking every day, because it will drain your electrolytes. That's one thing. And also zeolites tend to dehydrate the body. So your cells get dehydrated from zeolites. So you get the zeolites that they dehydrate, and they also take away electrolytes, right? It's what you don't want to do. It's why I don't recommend it. It's why I'm not recommending one now. And you don't need a zeolite to get out toxic heavy metals. There's no zeolite that can leave your intestinal tract, travel through your bloodstream, and get to your brain. Just so you know, there's no zeolite that can travel in your bloodstream and get to your brain and remove metal. These zeolites, all of them, they just died along the way. No one cared anymore because they never fixed anybody. They never did anything. So what happens is, you know, the heavy metal detox smoothie blew up around the world, right? So it saved lives around the world because it gets metals out. It's life-changing. And when you have a community that has life-changing results that no one's ever seen before in all the other communities, you can sneak in something on the sly and be like, wow, I got to get my zeolite in there and start marketing in there. I got to get my water machine in the medical medium community and start marketing in there. I got to get my colostrum in the medical medium community. I got to get my collagen in the medical medium community because everybody's healing in there. So all you have to do is get all these people that are healing, get all my admins, people working on it, get all the people that work for advertising for the company, and get them in there commenting 24/7 like, hey, try the zeolite. Hey, try the zeolite. Hey, try this collagen. Try this collagen. Combine that with medical medium, and you can take yourself all the way. And that's the game being played. And it's really a sad situation, really, because you take something that's working and healing somebody, healing millions really around the world, because millions of books have gotten around the world. And that's what that gold emblem right there says. And what happens is that then you can slip in these things. So, hey, let's slip in some charcoal next. Things that don't really work. Let's slip in Corella, you know, and get Corella rebirthed again, you know. Let's get zeolite rebirthed again, and we can do it with the medical medium community, because the medical medium community, they're all, you know, they're all healing there, and that's how it works. So I don't recommend zeolites, just letting you know. And what happens is you can do something that's not helpful, but the stuff is keeping you afloat, right? You're doing your celery juice, you're doing your heavy metal detox smoothie, right? You're lowering your fats, you're doing all kinds of, you know, you're doing your healing broth, you're doing your spinach soups, right? You're working on healing, but then you're doing zeolite, and it's working against you, right? It's working against you. You're doing nutritional yeast, it's working against you. You're doing, you're doing your Corella, it's working against you. You're doing your protein powders, it's working against you. See? But eventually those unhealthy things, those unhelpful things catch up to you, and they start to tip the balance, because you might be you might be doing less of your celery juice or less of some medical medium stuff, and it's not now keeping you afloat, and now you're doing the zeolite, and the zeolite's dehydrating you, it's dropping down your electrolytes, okay? And then you're doing other stuff, and that's not helping. Eventually that stuff catches up, and then you start going down for the count a few years later, and then you think it's when it's really the zeolite. I'm only one voice for medical medium, right? You see what these companies do. They got like 30 people hacking away. They're working for them. And then when it's MLM, they have another 50 people, and then everybody's trying to sell it. That's hard to keep up with. Like, they got everybody working on it, chipping away. Money's being made off the medical medium community. They got something hot going on, and they got I'm one voice just sitting on here, right? And it's hard to battle that when they got like 30 admin, and they got all the stuff going on, and they're trying to infiltrate the group, the medical medium groups. Do the zeolite, that in the heavy metal detox smoothie is what you do, and it's really unbelievable. I don't have 30, 40, 50 admins. I don't have 30, 40, 50 people working for me that are on there trying to clean up messes and do whatever what it is. It's just, it's incredible, really. Suzanne, does the new book talk about gut issues? There's a gut health chapter in here. It's really a great one. So yeah, you might want to check it out in the new book for sure. So the whole point is I can only look out for you guys as much as I can. Okay. I mean, honestly, and it's hard to battle every single kind of trickery that's happening. Zeolite died. It died. It has a history of 20 years of nobody getting better from it. But when you have a community that's healing, actually healing, like the medical community, and that's never been seen before in our history, you can revive old dead staples like zeolite. You can revive it and trick out people because I got the word out there that people they're filled with toxic heavy metals. I got that word out there. So, hey, it's perfect. Well, zeolite could clean that up. Let's add that in there. Let's revive something that died a long time ago that very few people even used anymore. Let's bring it back in and try to say you could do that within, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. There's some really good people that are actually good-hearted people that are actually, trying to push these things and their heart's in it. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just letting you know. Christine says, oh my God, I got to tell you, Mr. W, I had dry skin for decades and following the protocols, I've got nicer skin than ever. Thank you. That's amazing. That's so special. That's so special. I'm going to put this on a plate right here. I'm going to plate this. We're still talking, you guys. Well, I'm going to plate it and put some fresh cilantro on top. Hello, how much different is this new edition? A lot different, Leslie. A lot. Only recipes? A few extra tidbits? Nope. I have all your other books. Okay, you're answering now. Laugh out loud. Anything else? I've ignored my Lyme. So here's the thing. This book right here, I get it. You're going to think it's a new edition. So maybe there's just a few tidbits thrown in and a few colorful recipes, right? But I went against the standard in publishing, okay? And I think I got my publisher upset, probably. I put a whole book in here. So there's a whole book's worth in here, is what I did. And that's why this book is one heavy and big book. Do you remember the old one? The old one was light as a feather, and yeah, it was a great book. It's saved millions of lives around the world with what it had in there. This thing is a beast, and it's got a whole book added to it. Entirely different situation. And when people realize that, when they start reading it, they're going to be like, oh my God. I'm going to plate this up real quick for you guys. So, do you guys like when I'm doing the cooking? I mean, I like it because it's my dinner. Plus, it's fun to do with you guys because I have you guys in my kitchen, which is actually really fun. But this is just really fun. I'm going to plate this up. I'm going to put a little fresh cilantro on top too, if you guys don't mind. Okay. I'm plating some of this up. Balancing female hormones. There's a menopause chapter in the new edition. You might want to check that out. It's really, really interesting. Yeah, hormones get out of balance. Absolutely, they do. But there's more to why you get symptoms, right? It's not because a lot of the symptoms aren't because hormones are not balanced. That's not the symptom. So when you get heart palpitations, that's something else. That's not hormones. Hot flashes, that's a stagnant, sluggish liver. That's not hormones. That's a stagnant, sluggish liver. But what happens is all these symptoms get passed off as menopause symptoms or hormonal symptoms when really they're not. Guys, I'm just putting a little fresh parsley. A little bit on top of this like this. Just a little bit. There you go. Nice little fresh. So that's the plate right there. That's the loaded potato hash. I'm actually really excited. It's got red bell peppers, potatoes in there, broccoli, some asparagus. It smells so good. And there's no fat in there. So it's like no artery building heart attack fat that, that gets everybody in the end, right? Yeah, without fats. Not saying you can't eat fats. I'm just saying maybe try not eating fats for a day, right? Maybe try not eating fats for a week. Get better. Some people are just commenting earlier, they've been off fat for a while and they lost 30, 40 pounds. Yeah. So if you're really sensitive with your digestive tract, you're sensitive with things that you're eating and all that, try the mono cleanse and cleanse to heal. So the mono cleanses and cleanse to heal right here. Try that when you get a chance. These are medical textbooks. There's so much information in here. It's unreal, really. Tamara says, love cleanse to heal. It's my Bible. Incredible, really is. Guys, I just made this dish. I want you guys to see it. I'm going to move this heart out of the way. So the good thing about this food is there's no oil put into this. Think about that a little bit. There's no oil drenched in this meal. There's no fat in this meal, right? Think about that, okay? And what you're doing is you're getting glucose because of that to your brain, to your heart. You're getting glucose to your liver. When you have all that fat drenched and soaking in your meals and in your food, you don't get glucose to your brain easy. It doesn't get there. The fat blocks it and you can't get it there the way it needs to be. So that's important there too. So you guys, talking about a few things. We covered Lyme disease. Lyme disease is viral. I talk about it in the book. And if you're like, oh, well, he just did the spoiler on that. It's viral. Don't need to get the book. That's not true. The Lyme disease chapter is quite a read. Tremendous amounts of information in there. So take a look if you know somebody that's got Lyme symptoms, Lyme disease. But it's not just about that. Neurological symptoms of any kind. This book is the book for that. And, it's from, anxiety, depression, everything. So Tracy says, so what's the base? It's water. The base is water and not oil. You don't have to have an oil base. Tandy says that looks fabulous. Doesn't it look good? It looks really good, right? It does. I'm going to move this heart away. Move it over. Okay. That's a dish there, you guys. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, just want to give you a quick reminder, Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. Check it out. If you haven't, check out the meditations. I'm heading over to IG and TikTok. So I'm excited. Come on over to Instagram Live and TikTok Live with me. I'm heading over there in about 10 minutes. So Courtney, my daughter's eating. I just saw that and it went up there. Sorry, I couldn't read the rest of it. Sometimes they just fly up. And it's hard for me to control it. Isabel, I had horrible hot flashes before I started following his recommendations. It took about 1 year for me to heal. I went full plant-based and never looked back. Incredible. And look, you guys, Medical Medium can be plant-based and vegan, right? It can also be animal protein. It can still heal. So whatever, if you're plant-based and vegan and that's what you feel compelled to go to and go that direction, do it. Absolutely. Be plant-based, be vegan. Absolutely, okay? And then, all right, if you want to stay animal protein, then we do it right. And you can do while doing animal protein, okay? Because Medical Medium is not just plant-based. It's for animal protein or plant-based. It's for either or, and you can pick the side you want to be on. You want to be plant-based and do it that way? Heck yeah, we can do it all the way. You want to do it with some animal protein? Still can do it, okay? And because people who are plant-based still get sick unless they're doing it right, unless they're learning how to heal plant-based. And people who are animal protein still get sick unless they learn how to do it right, doing the animal protein way. Check out the moon meditation. Deb, thank you for reminding me. The moon meditation, it's at Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. That's the uncensored version. Make sure you take a look. Effie says, looks delicious, doesn't it? I can't wait to eat it today. But the thing is I can't eat this yet. I have to go to TikTok Live and IG Live and make another one. Claudia, I was really sick from birth. I've been on for 5 years, lost 40 pounds thus last year. Be patient. It works. God bless you. Incredible. You guys, I'm heading over to TikTok Live, Instagram Live. I'm going to make the food all over again. Maybe I can eat after, but I'll have a lot of food. Courtney, doesn't it look yummy? Thanks for being here. I just saw someone did the moon meditation last night. Love you guys.